got another story for you. This one's called Are We Nearly There Yet? Have you ever said that? I definitely have, especially on long car journeys. And you might have even said that recently about going back to school or going to see some of your friends. Are we nearly there yet? Do we have to still keep inside? But in this story, it's the disciples that are saying, are we nearly there yet, to Jesus? Let's find out what happens. So, there's two excited children wriggling in the car. They're driving down to Granny's. It's really, really far. They're waiting to see Granny and eat an Easter lunch. But most of all, they're waiting for some chocolate eggs to munch. Have you got any chocolate eggs left? Have you? Yummy. This car looks like the Peppa Pig car, doesn't it? Are we nearly there yet? When will we arrive? We're tired and we're bored from the long, long drive. Just a little longer and it will all be great. I'll tell the Easter story, so listen while you wait. Now Jesus' disciples had followed him about. They saw him calm a mighty storm with just a single shout. He fed 5,000 people with just some fish and bread. Incredible! Amazing! That's what the people said. And here's Jesus and here's his disciples. Are we nearly there yet? When will you be king? Show them you're the boss in charge of everything. Just a little longer, the time has nearly come. Soon the world will see that I'm king of everyone. Now Jesus on a donkey was riding into town. The crowd was waving gladly and laying branches down. They shouted, Jesus, save us! And Jesus is the king! And Jesus' disciples all turned and said to him, Are we nearly there yet? Today must be the day. They want to make you king. Let's do it straight away. Now the waiting's over, said Jesus. The time has now arrived. I'll show them I'm the king, but I think you'd be surprised. Let's see what happens next. So just a few days later, some soldiers came along, and Jesus' disciples thought the plan was going wrong. Jesus was arrested, and on a cross he died. His friends were sad and worried, and they ran away and cried. And here they all are. Are we nearly there yet? We thought he was the boss. We thought we'd see him on a throne, not dying on a cross. Just a little longer. Hang on a little more. We don't know why we're waiting or what we're waiting for. Does it feel like that at the moment? It sometimes does, doesn't it? Now, Jesus died on Friday, but when Sunday came around, the tomb was broken open. An earthquake shook the ground. And here's Jesus. I told you I was God's king. I said you'd be surprised. It looked like I was finished, but now I am alive. Are we nearly there yet? Well, now we understand. Dying to forgive us was exactly what you'd planned. We thought we'd cry forever, but it was worth the wait. Now Jesus is the real king. It's time to celebrate. And you see Jesus here, having breakfast on the beach with his friends, having fish for breakfast. Do you like having fish for breakfast? Maybe. And so that's the story of Are We Nearly There Yet? And here we have the family who are having their lunch with their granny, and they got there too. Now you might like to listen to that story again and join in with the Are We Nearly There Yet? And think about maybe how you felt at the beginning of the book, and maybe how Jesus' friends felt, and how you feel at the moment with perhaps your feelings of Are We Nearly There Yet? And actually, it didn't really turn out as they expected. They thought he was going to be king on Palm Sunday, but then they didn't realise how much more Jesus still had to do that week, and that he died and came back to life again. Now, I wonder why they thought that was surprising. I wonder what they must have thought in the middle of that week, because they didn't know what was going to happen. And when he died, they thought that was it. They thought that was over. And so that's why this is good news, because it wasn't over, because he came back to life again. And that's something that we can celebrate together, isn't it? That Jesus is still here with us. And even though we're saying, are we nearly there yet? Jesus is still with us, even in the are we nearly there yet? And he knows the future and he knows what's to come. And that's why we can trust him. Okay, so you can listen again and join in the are we nearly there yet, and think about the things that have been surprises for the disciples, and think about how we can hope in Jesus because he ultimately is in control. Okay, bye.